Welcome back to Mind Control, y'all.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
I'm excited.
Y'all missed it. We just had like a mini concert.
Yeah,
This
everybody.
behind the scenes before her braids went over
had
her
a mini
shoulders.
choir moment.
Yes.
And I was lead singer.
The
In her dreams.
Very much in the
The
background.
lead singer of her dreams. Not
No,
very much
honestly,
background.
Y'all,
Hey.
they was killing it, and I was over here just like,
She was doing 2-step on the side.
and I can't even do that. Shout out to the musicians in the
on beat.
building.
The snaps were off beat.
That's probably right. 2 snaps for the musicians in the building.
Hey.
Love it.
So it's June, y'all.
Yes, it's a lot.
It
for
was
this
just
month. There's a lot
Christmas.
going on.
But you know what? It was a lot going on in May, though, when you think about it, because it was like,
Child.
it was Cinco de Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
It was Mental Health Awareness Month. It was Mother's Day.
Mother's Day.
I think it's also
Graduations,
foster care
prom.
awareness.
Yeah.
A lot
Foster
going
care.
on.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, but June
But
is
it's summer.
Right,
It's
it's finally
summertime.
summer.
Everybody outside. It's starting. No, what?
Because it was cold today.
Really?
a little, I mean, it was a little gloomy earlier, but
I'm not going to fight it because you know how hot it get out here.
But I love the sun. Like, I just love when it's hot outside.
That's because you fast.
What are you talking about? You can
'Cause
show
you
a little
want-
skin. You know what I'm saying?
You
Shorts
ready
out.
for a hoochie daddy
Look
season.
how Amanda
Gucci
looking at
daddy
you.
shorts.
Right. Right. What we got?
So one of the things, because it is June,
Yeah.
like I said, a lot going on in June. One of those, a lot of things is Father's Day is
Yes.
coming up. So we just want to honor all the fathers, all the daddies, all the zaddies.
Hey, ladies.
Dance with your father and whatnot. So yes,
Yes.
word to Luther, not Latin Luther.
Luther. Skinny
so
Luther
yes.
or big Luther? Big
Medium.
Luther.
Real quick poll. Yes, skinnier. I'll go with big Luther.
Big.
Big for me.
I just feel like bigger people
Don't
can
do it.
really blow. Like when they sing, them big
Don't do
people,
it.
Like Barry White.
Man, for
Ruben
real.
Studdard.
I ain't gonna cap, for real.
Know me as
I
me
think it's
saying
a
out of pocket
science
stuff, y'all. But
I mean, if you big, you big. And it's okay. It's okay. What it
If you big,
if you big, you big.
that's a t-shirt.
Cause it's like, why are we tripping?
If you big, you big.
Why are we tripping about
If
that?
you
I'm
gay,
not,
you
I'm just
gay.
laughing.
If you
Can I
black,
not say
you
that?
black.
Yeah, you
I
can.
can't say big people.
But normally it's me saying out the pocket stuff.
At least,
Is that
Right.
is that gonna
politically
cancel me?
incorrect?
Like, are y'all gonna cancel me because I said
Well,
big
we a part of it
people?
too. We gonna get canceled too.
But I'm saying is okay. My bad. I didn't mean to
I'm glad it's not
offend
me this
anybody
time.
by saying big people, but you know what I mean.
What we got today?
Not me trying to clear it up. I'm trying to clear my name.
All right, so back to honoring the fathers.
The
We
fathers.
just want to honor. I feel like fathers are a very important presence in their children's lives. To
Yes.
be honest,
True.
I growing up, my mom was a single mom. Our father figures, there was, stuff very early on. My biological father passed away and my mom remarried, they divorced. So, for the majority, my mom was like also my dad. Like we didn't really have a consistent father figure present at all times. It was very much giving like weekend dads and that kind of thing. So I feel like growing up, I had to kind of like burn and learn through those lessons that would have come had
If
I
you
had
had
a
a
consistent father figure.
father,
Yes, I
yeah.
feel like a lot of that stuff that a father can, kind of impart on, a daughter in particular, because obviously I'm a girl. I feel like a lot of that I had to kind of learn on my own in my adulthood through like trial and error. So as a grown woman, I can definitely see the importance of a father figure in a child's life. And I definitely want I don't have children yet, but before I do, even for little Charlie, like I'm trying to get you a stepdaddy, but slim pickings out here.
Very slim. Okay.
Yeah, but I say all that to say the presence of a father in a child's life is very, very important. Would you echo that sentiment?
Yes, I would.
I feel like Uncle Curtis is a great dad.
Yeah, I grew
Two
up.
snaps for
with-
Uncle Curtis.
I grew up in a 2-parent household. My
dope.
dad was very, present. He was, I don't want to say he was like the breadwinner of the household, because my mom also went out and worked, so like she wasn't just at home, like you know. But I
feel like you guys didn't like stick to like that whole gender role thing, because I know your dad like cooked and
my dad cooked
very much catered to Auntie Sheila.
And so I feel like my dad was like a very great dad. I can, and this is like no shade to like people that don't have like dads present in their life, but when I meet like other people, especially like when I'm dating like other men, I can kind of tell when you didn't have like a father present in your life. Cause it's like it's a lot of things that like I'm kind of sped up on, and I have to like kind of like teach you like, oh, this is actually not normal, the way that you respond to things.
And it's also the people who probably didn't have dads and or like fatherly figures like uncles or brothers or,
and so I say that
cousins.
To say that I'm very grateful for my dad, because it's like a lot of experiences or a lot of things he taught me that prevented things from happening.
Especially in like
life,
young
if that makes
men's
sense.
life. It does make sense. But in young men's lives,
young men's life is like very
having, and then not only having a present father, but like a father with like the presence of mind to like the way they're upbringing.
Yeah, because you can have your father can be present, but also not like still be a deadbeat, you know,
like a deadbeat. Yeah. Oh, okay. So on that same note, in addition to June being Father's Day is in June, but June is also men's mental health awareness.
Wow, double whammy.
So I feel like Father's Day is a great segue into
all that's for the men. Entangled, you know.
I also
issues. Everybody got daddy issues.
I think I want to pay homage to my dad. I didn't grow up in a 2-parent household, but my Papa was a rolling stone.
No.
Wherever he laid his hat was his home. My pops, you hear the choir again, y'all. Shout out to my pops jumping if you watching this.
Temptations.
I also think that there are fathers who really probably don't play an intricate role like every day in the house, but then something shifts in your adulthood. I think me and my dad has gotten closer as I became an adult.
That happens
because that's my dog.
Because you start relating to your parents.
You do.
You start understanding parenting.
He'll call me like 10, 11 o'clock at night, like, what's up? And I'm like, wait, what? You know, but I just think that
not us being homies.
Right.
That's exactly what it is. But I just think that sometimes fathers, as they're listening to this, it's what you make it.
Yeah.
And I think even down to social media and society has put so much pressure on really how fathers are supposed to provide. You got to do this, you got to do that. And so sometimes we forget to pay homage to the dads who are just simply just there. They may not have a lot to offer. They may not have the tangibilities to be able to buy a car or to take you shopping, but they're there.
But showing up
is
matters. Most of the work.
I got a dad in our family that does the girls' hair, braids the hair. And so for me, I just think, and shout out to you, Sean, I just think it's one of those to where we have to protect fathers. I know fathers are to protect us, but I couldn't imagine being, not her zaddy, but I couldn't imagine being a dad, that was free, and having to provide and having that pressure. You see what I'm saying? Like that plays a toll on your psyche and your mental health.
I saw that
pressure on the
a hell lot of
yes.
I saw that post. I just recently saw this post where this man was crying because it's graduation season. We just got our graduation season, and this man was like boohoo crying because he was just so proud because his daughter got like 4 awards. At her graduation ceremony. He was just like I've never been like an academic student or anything like that. So he was just like the fact that like that came from me and like went on to like, he was just super proud. And that level of like vulnerability, like being shown. I just think we have to honor that more. I don't feel like we honor like men and their mental health.
it's the little things. Because when I was younger, I used to play like baseball, like Little League baseball. And I remember my dad like coming to the games. Like I remember like seeing his face and looking. When I was in it, I didn't really care if my dad showed up or not because, you know, my head's in the game or whatever. But now looking back on it, it's like I really do appreciate him, like, being there because that actually did do something for me as in, like, in my adult life. Like, I know that this person cares about me. I know that I can go to this person to talk about anything because he has proven in the past that he's going to be there no matter what.
Even so like
little things like that. Like,
even when we think about the mental health, we all joke about. We was joking about it earlier, right? About how it's not as popular as Mother's Day. The restaurants are not as packed, and we laugh about it, but it's just like
the discounts ain't as high on Father's Day.
It's really not.
On Mother's Day.
But when we think about it, we can actually change that just by honoring them. Yeah. And I think a lot of this comes to because we've all had our own journeys with dads, good, better, and different. But I think the more that we start to forgive fathers for transgressions, right, or for things or shortcomings that they've done or whatever, maybe they haven't been there, or maybe you've had expectations that they were supposed to do, or people who've lost dads, I think we'll start to see things shift. But we've made a mockery sometimes of Father's Day by saying, you know, hometown buffet is not, that was free. Hometown buffet is not as crowded because it's not Mother's Day. Or, you know, I saw a post earlier, a lady was saying, oh, these Jordans is on sale because it's Father's Day. You know, they was like some, not even like real Jordans, like some Team Jordans, but I'll take them if they're free. But I just
think that I think consumerism has a lot to do with that. I feel like women are like the shopping demographic.
Yeah, I was just
so
thinking
like
that.
women are very heavily marketed to versus like men. I feel like there's this kind of like, you know, it's kind of like it's just
men
guys.
are like more simpler.
Yeah,
like,
it's just the guys. Like they don't need much.
They don't want the.
But I know some bougie dads. I know some bougie men.
Okay.
And like you said, it's just. We have to appreciate them more, like getting it's nothing wrong with getting your dad, you know, those simple, like, number one dad mug cups and stuff like that. But
simple
like,
things.
Put some thought into it, a little more thought into it, you know, for our dads.
Well, yeah, take the time to, you know, actually like form a relationship with it. I think thoughtfulness goes a long way. So I really get a kick out of really knowing a person well enough to, you know, feel confident that I could get them something that would prove useful to them. Or
that they were gonna like, and
I'm also open to processing. Y'all know the therapist in me, but processing forgiveness. If your heart holds key to it, and you feel like it's something that you can move forward. Because I remember my season, and I was just, Amanda, you know, I was just going through a journey. And it wasn't until something deep within my soul was like, Nita, have you always done everything right? Have you always done right by people? But I think there's so much pressure, responsibility on dads because you're supposed to be there. Like we tell moms, parenting doesn't come with a manual.
right.
You spit Charlie out, it don't come with a manual say step 1 how to take care of a dog. It don't say that.
Right.
But I think with dads and men in general, especially that it's men's mental health, we forget that men probably are hurting too. You know, and to go back and to do it, but to be able to convey that emotionally, you're probably considered weak. Or
I just feel like kids. I feel like kids hold their parents to a certain standard.
Hell yeah!
Because when you're a kid, the parents are everything. Like they're like, you know, basically always right. Like they know what to do because they're my parents. So it's like once you get older and you start to see your parents as just people at the end of the day, like their own person.
That's the thing.
That's crazy though.
I recently actually like experienced that.
Yeah.
Like just like having conversations with my parents on the phone, it's like you really like, not like, I hate to, cause like you said, you put your parents up to like a certain standard.
Of course.
So like I don't want to say, oh, you're like a regular person. Like no, you're my mom, you're my dad. But you are like a regular person. Like
with your own like thoughts, feelings, fears, expectations.
And like we say in therapy,
your parents like some
grace.
Give them
before
some
they were
grace.
parents, they were just Johnny and Susie.
My
Basics.
So I have a living dad and a bonus dad. So my bonus dad, I never refer to him as that. He's just my dad because my biological father passed away when I was very, very young, a baby.
Respect.
So he was the only dad that I ever knew.
Yeah.
My mom married him when I was like 2 years old. So he's just been my dad ever since. So and you know, that's very prevalent in like Black community. Like that's my cousin. That's my dad. They don't really, you know, the relation is like, that don't really matter. I said, that's my dad. Or that's my cousin. That's my whoever. And we, you know, we haven't always had like the easiest relationships. Especially in getting older, like I've definitely had my differences with him, but there was like a turning point, and I love how music does this. But I was listening to this song called Dig. It's a song called Dig by this band Incubus, and it's
should be known all the music.
Here we go.
Very eclectic.
So the lyrics were basically saying, when weakness turns my ego up, I hope you'll act as a clever medicine to if I turn into another. And
listen,
so when that lyric hit me, it basically. So I was thinking about how my family members, they still see my dad past like all of the things that I get upset about, you know, about him. They see, you know, my young dad, like when he was a child and a teenager and a young adult, like they are able to see the, you know, the dad of, that I didn't get to experience that, but they're able to see that because they got to see him not just as he is now, but like back then. So they're able to act as, you know, that medicine that, because they're able to see past like his ego or his like whatever it is that like causes me to like be upset or angry with him. So that was like
I can see that.
That was like a turning point for me, and that was my moment of like, oh wow, my dad is just like a person with his own like demons, his own fears, his own,
just a regular everyday person.
Aren't perfect,
right?
Like, well, I think we expect them to be because they gave birth to us. You know, the infamous line, well, we didn't ask to be here. My grandma would say, well, he could have aborted you. And this is me. Oh, you know, when you think about it. But I think the older I get, the more mature I get. It's a compliment now when people go, man, you definitely is your daddy's child. Like you act.
Oh my God.
And it's so crazy, especially when it
comes.
I used to hate it, right?
Son, you know, like.
But when people tell me that now, the way that they say it, Maisha, they go, you are definitely Jumpin's daughter. And I know how my dad is. And so I go,
I know some people like, right,
like now,
some people it's like, when they hear that, like, oh God.
Now that you've healed and you mature, you go.
Or like when I'm like dealing with something and it's really in like the way that I think, and
Yeah.
sometimes I'll say like certain phrases and I'm like, oh my God, I sound just like my dad. Like
There are certain moments, because I ain't gonna tell all my daddy business, but he's smooth, right? So there's moments where a piece of me will come out and I go, this is so my dad. Or people go, ugh, you act just like your daddy. And I, you know what I'm saying? So it's
in the mirror and you're like,
there's moments I look in the mirror and I'm
know.
like, my dad used to have really long hair, right? Back in his day. And some days I just go, and he'll tell me like being cocky, like, haha, you mine.
Yeah,
but back in the day, that probably would have pissed me off. You see what I'm saying?
Because I'm my own person.
I'm my own person.
I look like me. Nah.
So I think it's right. I think it's really dope that not only are we processing men's mental health and Father's Day for this season, but we're just talking about just the grace for fathers, right?
Yeah.
And giving fathers the ability to it. I feel like if you're listening and somebody wants to apologize, then open up your heart.
Hear them out.
Hear them out. You don't have to accept it, but just to hear them out. Because like we said, before there was a title and a role, they were just everyday people, literally everyday people. Shout out to Mandem, Pastor Gwen's Nim dad, 2 snaps for him, rest in peace. It's rare that you hear, especially in the Black culture, that people had great close relationships from here to here with their dad. So to me, as a Black woman, that makes me smile that there's still hope out there for people to have these connections, and not every dad is negative. Even if it starts negative, I think that there could still be grace enough to rectify the situations if we put ourselves in the limelight, in the seats, that these are just individuals.
Yeah,
now,
everybody deserves.
And there's moments where things are unforgivable.
Forgiveness, a second chance.
There are. Okay, forgive and forget. I mean, forgive but don't forget.
Yeah.
And there are some things that just are unforgivable. Yeah, and I, therapeutically, you already know where I'm going. There's just some things.
Give people the space to grow, though.
Facts.
I like Kelly Rowland's story with her dad, because she is someone who rekindled a relationship with her father later in life. So I like hearing
a little bit about her and her dad.
Yeah. I don't know like the details of it, but I know they formed a relationship later in life. So I do like hearing those stories where maybe there was a relationship that was lost in earlier years, but there's like a rekindling or a healing. I think that's healing, especially for our community.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yes.
That's what it is. Give us a father's and a mental health takeaway.
A father's. Well, shout
See
out.
how everything he do is so just graceful. I love it. Talk to me.
Shout out to my dad.
2 snaps for him.
Men's mental health. I think it's funny how. So last month was like mental health month, right?
Yeah, like mental health awareness
month.
Uh-huh.
And this is just for like men.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it shouldn't just be a month. Like mental health is like a
I like
year-round
that.
thing that you need to be keeping up with. So yes, it's men's mental health month, but don't let it just be this month where you're aware of, your mental state. Like that needs to be something that you're keeping up with, checking in with yourself, like year round.
I like that.
So yeah, that's my takeaway from men's mental health.
I like that. Take us away.
I just want to honor all of the fathers.
Yeah.
I want to honor all of the unique relationships with fathers, especially like with Father's Day coming up. Like there's always, it could be a very, good time for some people. It can be a very hard time for people who maybe are estranged or they've lost their father and they had a close connection with them. So I just want to take the time to honor everybody's unique situation with their own fathers, but also just honor the men who are fathers. And also to just honor like your mental health, just to piggyback on what Caleb said. I want the fathers to honor their mental health at all times, not just for Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. Thanks. Like always, yes, all year long, just be taking care of yourself. And then that only makes you a better father in the long run when you're able to hold yourself accountable and have that self-awareness and presence of mind to take care of yourself mentally. You can show up and be, that dad that deserves the honor and the praise.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
I like that. What about
Thank
you, Coach?
My takeaway is, like I said earlier, just to provide grace, acceptancy, an opportunity. Because I just think, we sometimes we can be hard on men.
We are.
Yeah.
Sometimes men can be hard on themselves. So if you're identifying as a man and you are a man, be graceful with yourself. But if now I'm about to preach. Now, if you need to go fix some situations with them kids, you go and fix it. This is not just, Coach Nita said, be graceful with us. But if you raggedy, you go out there and you fix it.
And because you're the parent.
You are the parent. You are the
I know
leader.
there's some stubborn parents out there. They're like, well, they ain't reaching out to me.
I can't stand that.
You are the parent, so that is your responsibility.
So again, if there's some situations and some relationships that you fathers and men need to go and fix, then have enough courage to go and fix it. Because at least at the end of the day, you could say, I tried. With that said and done, I'm your captain,
Caleb Rashad.
Shamish Slade.